there also might be an era over, and that might be the Lamar Jackson era in Baltimore. This
Oh,
story has been percolating for about 4 or 5 weeks now, and it came to a head when he decided not to play in the playoff game. He decided not to even travel with them to Cincinnati and play, provide support. It seems like he is basically done with the Ravens, and the Ravens might be done with him. And he posted on Instagram a couple days ago some stuff along the lines about how when you have something good, you pour into it, you appreciate it, because when you take care of something good, that good thing will take care of you. Basically, obviously we don't know what's happening in Lamar Jackson's personal life, so I don't think this is a relationship thing, right? I think this is strictly pointing right at the Baltimore Ravens, saying, hey, you didn't appreciate me for what I am, and now you're going to lose me, right? This is basically his way of getting back at the Ravens, saying, haha, I didn't show up for the playoff game, and now you're going to lose me. So how do you think
mm,
this thing is going to finish, man? How do you think this thing is going to unfold? Like, we all understand that the divorce is happening right in front of our eyes. The breakup is happening. Do you think he gets moved? Do you think the franchise tag is hit on him? Will he come play on the franchise tag, which is something he said he won't do? How do you see this messy situation that's going to get very messy here soon once the offseason comes, play itself out?
yeah. Everyone says they won't play on the franchise tag until it comes, nuts to bolts, and it's like, all right, well, if you don't want to play on the franchise tag, then you're not going to accrue a season, and you're going to delay your free agency by a year. I think they're going to. I believe they're going to hit him with the franchise tag. Now, whether or not ownership throws enough dollar signs at Lamar Jackson to soothe these ruffled tail feathers is a different conversation. Personally, I don't think so. I think they're going to either make him play on a tag, or they're going to do essentially what the Packers did with Devontae Adams and have him sign on the tag. Find a trade partner that's willing to pay him the contract that he wants, and obviously with some draft capital attached to it as well too, and then go from there. Jay, the only landing spot to me that would make sense would be potentially the New York Jets. Like, I don't really know where else he would go. Like, I don't think he's going to hitch his career to like a new coach or anything in the Carolina Panthers. But it's also going to come down to, are the Baltimore Ravens willing to trade him within the conference? I don't really think so. I don't think they're going to want to play that guy, potentially 2 times a year if they make the playoffs. So I think it's going to be the franchise tag. They're definitely going to hit him with the tag, and hopefully they, in their opinion, they're going to find a happy medium where the dollar signs can soothe these ruffled tail feathers. And honestly, I think it's also going to take a little bit of acquiescing on John Harbaugh's part, because I feel like the Lamar camp and people close to Lamar and some of the beat reporters for the Ravens have been over the Greg Roman experience for a long time, and they are clinging hope to Lamar is this polished passer, and we kind of saw that in 2019 with him and Marquise Brown, especially in that game against the Miami Dolphins, but it was the Dolphins in a rebuild year, but he did show flashes of being a proficient passer at times. I think John Harbaugh is potentially going to have to get in a guy that's going to be willing to air it out. And that's also going to mean, now you're going to change up the scheme and what wide receivers are going to want to go there as well, too. So there's a whole lot to unwind here, but I'm going with franchise tag and potentially finding a happy medium with the contract.
Puma, Lamar Jackson to the Patriots confirmed.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, they don't even know who's going to be calling plays in New
Oh,
England.
Jesus
So
Christ. Hey, if Bill O'Brien calls plays, he basically can run the same system that Deshaun Watson ran in Houston. I think that could work out. But that's far-fetched, right? I mean, let's talk in reality here. And I think the guaranteed money is the hang-up from everything I've gathered, all the reporting out there. Now, to give you an indication of what kind of money Lamar Jackson's looking for, he wants somewhere in that Deshaun Watson guaranteed money range, right? So most NFL contracts are written up like, $250 million, $300 million, blah, 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 blah. All those numbers are somewhat funny money, but the guaranteed money is the money that most NFL athletes look to truly evaluate the value of a contract. Now, Deshaun Watson got $230 million guaranteed. Kyler Murray got $189 million guaranteed. Russell Wilson got $165 million guaranteed. Aaron Rodgers $150 and Matthew Stafford $130. that rounds out your top 5 most guaranteed money contracts in the NFL this year. Now, it looks like Lamar Jackson was thrown a $130 million contract per all reports by Steve Bisciotti, and he scoffed at that. Now, the question is, in your opinion, Puma, guaranteed money-wise, is 130 a slap in the face for him, or where do you think that money should land for it to be feasible for him to sign that contract? Because I get Steve Bisciotti's point. I really do. Like, I would not throw a lot of money at this guy just because, like, I get it. He had one great MVP season, but I keep coming back to this. Like, even if you are healthy and you're playing at your best level, you're still the 4th best quarterback in the conference. You're still behind Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and depending on what happens with Trevor Lawrence, might be behind him as well now. We'll see how that pans out. Like, I still think he isn't an elite enough quarterback to warrant that kind of money. So where do you think the guaranteed money should land for Lamar Jackson?
Well, see, this is why I think NFL owners want to tie the Haslam family behind the truck.
Good point.
Because they have really screwed the pooch. And I remember like years ago when Kirk Cousins was the first one to get a fully guaranteed contract. That was fully guaranteed at $88 million. Like these bozos guaranteed Deshaun Watson $230 million. Not only just guaranteed 200. I'm sorry, was it 250? You said, right?
Something like that, yeah. I believe something like that. No, I'm sorry, I take it back. It was 230. Yeah. It was 230 fully guaranteed. Yep.
230 fully guaranteed, fully knowing that there were other like civil suits that were floating out there in the wings. So the NFL ownership and Roger Goodell probably want to take turns at having 5 minutes alone with the Haslam family in a room with a 2x4. So I kind of discount that. That is beyond. Hey, here's some yayo, take a line, and we're gonna drop this contract. Murray clocked in at 190. You said, give me the rest, 2 through Stafford.
Yeah, so we got 230 guaranteed for Deshaun, 189.5 for Kyler, Russell Wilson at 165, Aaron Rodgers at 150.7, and then Matthew Stafford at 130.
I mean, I would probably make him, if I saw a report of like $160 million, I wouldn't look at them funny. Anything north of that, I'm gonna be out at that point, just because now we've seen like the big concern of like the knee injuries for a mobile quarterback where the majority of the game is drawn from. So. Again, unless they're going to get like this new contract done and they're going to revamp the offensive scheme and get some new skill position players in there where he's throwing the ball to more than just, Mark Andrews and, Isaiah Likely, a tight end waiting in the wings, like maybe, Devin Duvernay if he stays healthy next season. But that's like way down the road. But like 160, I wouldn't look at it funny. Anything north of that, might as well tag him, trade him, and get some assets back, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that was my next point, Puma. You took the words right out of my mouth / notepad. I do believe this is a vested interest by the league and Steve Bisciotti to correct the quarterback market. I truly believe Steve Bisciotti is one of those, grizzled veteran NFL owners like Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, who doesn't go out there and make dumb mistakes like the Haslams did, right? So I believe this is simply a metric used by Steve Bisciotti and the Ravens to correct the quarterback market, because if they don't correct it now, this could be a runaway freight train and could turn into MLB's contracts, and we don't want that in the NFL. So I think you hit it, Puma, right in the head. This is calculated. I'm sorry. Like the way this is screaming with just how much they're digging in with on the Ravens side, I think it's not just performance based. I think this is more of a, hey, we gotta fix what the Haslams did.